Hey Sequoids! In today's clip video, we're going to talk about the westward expansion, focusing on the Louisiana Purchase and Lewis and Clark. Thomas Jefferson became our third president of the United States in March of 1801. President Jefferson believed the United States was on a rise, beginning to spread from the Atlantic to the Pacific. One of the early challenges that President Jefferson had as president was that Spain closed one of its ports in New Orleans to Western farmers, hoping to stop the United States from moving farther west past in the Mississippi River. Spain had taken over all of Louisiana, including New Orleans, after France had lost the French and Indian War. And during the French and Indian War, France had given much of its land in North America to Spain to prevent the British from getting control of it. And in 1802, President Jefferson had learned about that Spain had secretly given Louisiana back to France. Thomas Jefferson sent Robert Livingston and James Monroe to ask the French leader at the time, Napoleon, to sell part of Louisiana, including New Orleans, to the United States. And President Jefferson offered $10 million. At this time, Napoleon was fighting two wars, one in the Caribbean and one with England, and he needed money immediately to help pay for the cost of these wars, because wars are expensive. And so he offered to sell the land to the United States for $15 million. And what ends up happening is these two decide to make a deal. And the United States wanted to purchase approximately 800,000 square miles of land. And with the purchase price of being $15 million, that's at 4 cents an acre. And in today's market, that same land purchase would cost approximately $200 million. So, is this going to be a deal or a no deal is the question. And on April 30th of 1803, the United States agreed to purchase this huge territory. And it reaches from the Mississippi River all the way as far west to the Rocky Mountains, and from New Orleans all the way to the north to the Canadian border. And this purchase became known as the Louisiana Purchase. And eventually, this land would become up to 15 states. So the question is this a good deal? Well, the purchase doubled the size of the United States. The U.S. gained control of the Port of New Orleans, which is a strategic location right at the end of the Mississippi River that goes into the Gulf of Mexico. And with this land purchase, the United States became one of the largest countries in the world. And in history, the Louisiana Purchase is the largest land sales of all time. And as you can see, here's an image of the Louisiana Purchase, focusing all the way down from the south where Louisiana is in present day to the northern states of Montana and North Dakota as well. And since we've bought this new land, someone need to go explore it. So Thomas Jefferson set up Meriwether Lewis and William Clark to go off into the unknown to get an idea of what is out there in the Louisiana Territory. And in the Lewis and Clark expedition, he wanted Meriwether Lewis to lead this expedition and learn as much as he could about this new land. Lewis ended up asking his friend William Clark to assist him with the expedition. And one of the predominant other figures in this story is also York. William Clark's slave also helped on this mission as well. And this mission was known as the Corps of Discovery. And the group left from St. Louis and traveled up the Missouri River in 1804. And the main goal was just to map out the land for President Jefferson. And along the way, they encountered many Native American tribes. A historically famous woman that they encountered in their journey was Sacagawea, which also translates to bird woman. And she agreed to travel with Lewis and Clark and to serve as a translator. And she did this at the age of only 15 years old, and she was carrying her infant son on her back during this journey. And she would later die at the age of 26. So the results of the expedition is Lewis and Clark traveled from St. Louis to the Pacific Ocean. They returned to St. Louis in 1806, and the expedition lasted almost 3 whole years. They brought back a plethora of information in maps showing the rivers, mountains, seeds, plants, and even living animals. And as you can see, here is the trail that Lewis and Clark did, taking up the Missouri River through the Yellowstone River and through the Columbia River to the Pacific Ocean and back. I hope you enjoyed this flip video. If you have any questions, just do a quick rewind or ask me in class. Take care. Have a great day.